everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are a CLAT aspirant, chances are that legal reasoning feels confusing, unpredictable or sometimes even intimidating. So many students ask me, what exactly do we need to study for legal reasoning? Do we need to memorize laws? What to read, how to read and what not? So in today's video, we'll make everything crystal clear. I am going to break the legal reasoning syllabus for CLAT UG examination in a very clear, practical and honest way, so that you know what actually matters and what does not matter. So before we begin, a quick introduction about myself. I am a law graduate. I have completed my BCom LL.B honours degree from the Institute of Law, Nirma University, and thereafter I have completed my LL.M in corporate law and I have also qualified UGC NET law examination. Apart from this, I have also worked as an assistant professor at the National Forensic Sciences University, Gandhinagar campus, the main campus, where I have mentored students and taught law students across different subjects. Now, over the years, I have closely worked with law aspirants and law students. This experience gives me a realistic understanding of what CLAT actually tests and what law schools wants per se. So look, the idea is definitely to appear for the CLAT examination or for that matter other law entrance examination and score very good marks and get into the top law schools. However, we should always keep this in mind that preparing well for legal reasoning for the CLAT examination not only helps you to crack the exam, but it also gives you an edge when you go to the law school, as your bare minimum basics are already completed. So now, it helps you to do well in the moot court competitions, in the debate competitions or even the basic class performances. And here, my aim is definitely to make the law entrance examination crystal clear, structured and accessible to everyone. However, I also intend to make you ready for the law school. So let's move forward. Now, let us first understand the syllabus. Let us first understand the subject, the section, the title. It says legal reasoning. What legal reasoning really is in the CLAT examination? So legal reasoning usually carries around 20 to 30 passage based question. CLAT does not expect you to know each sections or case laws or detailed legal theory. Instead, CLAT tests you on how well you understand the legal principle, how logically you apply this principle to the given facts, and how carefully you avoid assumptions and attempt that question and come to the right conclusion. So remember this clearly. Legal reasoning in CLAT is a test of thinking. It is the test of understanding the legal principle given in the passage. It is not the exam of memory. Right? So we need not to remember, all these sections, articles and the technicalities of law. So here in legal reasoning section, typically you will be given a simple passage or a passage explaining the legal principle, followed by a factual situation and then questions related to the passage. Here your job is not to apply real life morality or personal opinions. Your job is simple, to apply the principle given in the passage, given in the paragraph, even if it feels counterintuitive to you. This is where most students lose marks, right? Because the exam do not require any prior legal knowledge. What exam requires is the reasoning aspect. The exam is legal reasoning. It is not legal knowledge. Therefore, we need to understand the law, the idea of the law. However, we need not understand the technicalities, the law in entirety to apply that, right? Passage is already given, principle is already given in the question, and we need to simply apply that and not assuming anything, right? Now, let's talk about the syllabus. So, CLAT draws its questions basically from the areas of law in the legal reasoning section, definitely. So, we have 4 subjects here: law of torts, constitutional law, criminal law, and contract law. These are very basic subjects that a law student reads in the first, second year of their law school. So, when we read these subjects for our CLAT entrance examination, the idea is not just one simple plain clear that we clear the exam, we forget everything and we move on. No, the idea here is we make ourselves ready for the law school, right? Law schools are not easy, come on. In the law school, you need to be present in the class, you need to appear for many continuous assessment tests, you need to participate in moot court competitions, debate competitions, so on and so forth. The life of a law student is very hectic. Therefore, it is always appreciated, it is always demanded in the law school that if you need an edge over other students, you need to read all these subjects thoroughly and clearly while you prepare for your CLAT examination. So now, let's understand each subject in a very crisp manner as per the demand of the legal reasoning CLAT examination or for the entry level law student, right? So, number 1 is law of torts. Here you should understand the basic concepts of tort. What a tort is. Concepts like negligence, nuisance, trespass. What is vicarious liability, strict liability, absolute liabilities, defenses, so on and so forth. Similarly, we have criminal law. Here CLAT focuses on the basic concepts of crime. What a crime is, mens rea, what is a mens rea, what is actus rea, what are offences against human body, what are offences against property, what are offences against the state, and if you have committed some offence, do you have any defence? So what are the general defences? So again, here we need not study any section, punishments or the technical depth. We just need to have basic understanding of all these topics mentioned here. Similarly, we move on to the constitutional law part. Here we read about preamble, we read about constitutional values, we read about fundamental rights, fundamental duties, what are DPSPs, what are writs, what are the important doctrines, what is judiciary, so on and so forth. It is endless. Trust me, questions come from the constitutional law, and reading constitutional law beforehand gives you an edge over other students. You score well, definitely. Now, the other subject is contract law. We read formation of contract, we read what is offer, what is acceptance, what is consent, or for that matter, what is free consent. Right? What are the damages we read in the contract law, what is the breach of a contract, what are the special type of contracts, and so on and so forth. Only a basic understanding of all of this is required. Now we are not done with the laws. However, we need to read more about other laws. So that comes in the category of miscellaneous laws. Example, we read family law, consumer law, environmental law, international law, administrative law. Only the basic understanding, introductory principles from these laws are required. Nothing advanced, just the basic concepts, right? Apart from this, a very important part of this entire syllabus is the current affairs section. So law demands reading, and a lot of reading with precision, with understanding, and understanding concepts clearly, understanding any article, given article very clearly. Therefore, reading newspapers, judgments, articles becomes very important. Therefore, current legal affairs becomes very much important. Reading the High Courts and Supreme Court judgments, knowing about the High Courts and Supreme Court judgment, the recent ones, the recent or the landmark ones for that matter, constitutional and legislative developments, national and international legal issues, news related to laws and amendments, new laws and amendments, so on and so forth, constitutional amendments, right? So we need to study all of it. If you ignore current affairs, you lose marks. You end up you lose marks, and you're not that well prepared for the law school, to be very honest, right? So now, how to prepare for legal reasoning effectively? From my experience, mentoring students at the university and interacting with CLAT aspirants, I can confidently say this. Always and always start with the basic principles. What are the basics, right? Start with the basic principles. Read passages, read newspapers, read passages slowly and carefully. Never assume facts which are not given in the passage. Practice, practice and practice mock papers, sectional mock papers, questions regularly. Focus on reasoning, right? We need to develop our reasoning aspect. We are not expected to rote learn the concepts, right? So legal reasoning becomes one of the most scoring sections once you approach it correctly. Now, many students ask me, how do I actually apply all these subjects that we read in the questions given in the CLAT examination? This is why I am conducting a legal reasoning strategy workshop, where I will be teaching how to decode legal passages, how to eliminate wrong options, how to handle tricky principles, what are the common traps, how to solve a passage based question, how to approach, how to maximize accuracy in this section, how to score well, right? Since this is my first batch, I have intentionally kept it very much affordable and accessible to all of you, so that more and more aspirants can benefit. Details are given through the Google form linked here, and you can scan the code. So for students who want long-term guidance, I also offer a mentorship program where I personally guide students through legal reasoning concepts, practice strategy, doubt solving, exam-oriented preparation, and even after exam, the selection of the law school, right? So having mentored law school at the university level, I strongly believe that right guidance at the right stage makes a huge difference. So that's it from my side. Before we end, remember this: you do not need prior legal knowledge, you do not need to memorize law, you do need clarity, consistency and practice. Reading and understanding of the basic concepts of law is always helpful. Therefore, I will be helping in this aspect. Legal reasoning is not difficult, it is just misunderstood. If this video helped you understand the legal reasoning syllabus better, do like the video and subscribe to the Obiter for more CLAT focused guidance. If you have any doubts or want me to make videos on any specific topics, drop them in the comment section. I will be happy to help. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.